Whenever I take on a new private lesson student, I always like to get to know them. And one of the questions I like to ask was, when was the last time that you felt like you were on your game? Like you felt good about your training routine, whatever you were into, you were passionate about it. It was easy to show up, you were excited to train, and you were in the best shape of your life. And the most common answer that I get is back in high school. And many of my students are in their 30s and even 40s. And so that's been like a decade or more since they were really happy, like they really felt like they were on their game. That's a long time. And so I always like to ask next, well, what was it about high school that was different than what you've got now? And as we dig in, usually it comes down to they were big into sports. They were playing sports, they were on a team, and so they had what I call the 3 pillars of accountability. And those 3 pillars are, 1, they had a clear goal. Maybe it was an upcoming track meet or a big game they were about to play that they were preparing for, some sort of competition. Second is they had a coach. They had clear guidance. They didn't show up not sure what to do. They knew exactly what to do. They had somebody giving them everything they needed every step of the way. And then third, they had a team, a group of people that were on the same path as them, that were encouraging each other, pushing each other. And we all know that we become like the people that we surround ourselves with. So when we have an awesome team that we really bond with, we tend to naturally stay motivated. That becomes our tribe. And if you played sports in high school, you probably bonded with your team more so than you did with anybody else. And so then when you get out of high school, then what happens? Well, you probably join a gym to go lift weights, run on a treadmill. Probably not something you're super excited about. Your goal becomes to just not put on weight or to get the weight off that you did put on, as opposed to goals that are exciting because they're right around the corner, like preparing for the next competition. And then unless you hire a personal trainer, you also probably are kind of left to your own to figure out what to do. So you're not really sure what you're doing. You don't really have that hands-on guidance. And then as far as having a team, I mean, most gyms you walk into, everybody's got their headphones on, nobody's interacting with each other. If you're the one at a big box gym trying to socialize, you're probably the weirdo. And so people wonder why they have such a hard time being motivated to work out and to get in shape. We spend all of our time sitting behind a desk, and our lives start to just revolve around our work and our family, which I love my family, but we start to lose things that are for ourselves that sort of put fire back inside of us. And so I want to help you plan out a way that you can put back into your life those 3 pillars of accountability that you've been missing. Now, the easiest way to do it is to just get involved in something that has those 3 things already built in. And martial arts is the perfect thing. I mean, it's got a built-in team. You don't bond with people nearly to the level that you do when you're going through the kind of adversity you go through in martial arts. The hard workouts, pushing each other in sparring, being pushed up against your fears and your self-doubts. And I've never seen more passionate coaches than I do in martial arts. We love passing on our knowledge to students who are eager to learn it. And then as far as goals go, you can compete, you can earn your next belt rank, you can just start to develop higher kicks. There are so many different goals that you can set that aren't just the big ones of losing 30 pounds. They're exciting and they're short-term, they're stair-stepping. And they're fun because you feel like you're learning and you're growing, and it's interesting stuff. At least, I mean, I know this stuff isn't for everybody, but for the people that it's for, you become addicted to it. So if you are thinking about joining a martial arts gym, I want to really strongly encourage you to start looking around, start checking places out, try and find a place that really connects with you, because there are a lot of different cultures in martial arts gyms. So give the gym a call, talk to the instructor. If you can go in and watch a class, do that. Of course, you got to find a place within your budget, but don't make the price point the biggest factor, because Whether or not you stick with it long term will have a lot to do with finding the right gym, and that's way more important than just trying to save 10 or 20 bucks a month. The attitude of the instructor will dictate the type of students that they attract. So if you want to know what the culture is like, get to know what the instructor is like. And then they should have some sort of trial option. Hopefully they'll let you try 3 classes. We do a free week at our gym. And you can always start with private lessons as well. And in fact, if you can swing it, I highly recommend to start with that. And if you can't join a gym, maybe there's not a good gym in your area, or maybe you're just too busy at the moment, then I want to offer you my Fit Warrior Challenge for free. It's a 21-day program, and you can just rinse and repeat. So it gives you that short-term goal. You just got to make it 21 days. So there's your goal right there. You earn points for working out, for training, as well as for nutrition, following the plan. You've got me as your coach. Now, it is virtual. It doesn't replace having a real live coach, but it's better than going at it alone. How would you like to do the 21-day Fit Warrior Challenge with me live? On February 9th, I'll be going live 3 times a week, teaching a beginner's Jeet Kune lesson on my YouTube channel. I'll also be giving you access to the tracking sheet, the nutrition plan, everything you need to do the 21-day Fit Warrior Challenge to get your training and your nutrition dialed in. You don't have to do the workouts with me. You can do whatever workouts you want for the points. But whatever you choose to do, this 21 days will help set you up with everything you need to start your journey in the new year. All right, guys. Well, I'm just getting to the gym. Bye, bye, bye.